Grandpas United got started here in White Plains when Frank Williams, the head of the Youth Bureau, and I, who were both grandpas, started talking about what we might do to organize a group of grandpas who could provide mentoring, who could work with young people and families, who could come to the table and bring their experience and share that with young people across our city.
We decided we needed to bring a community of grandfathers together. One is to talk about our own common experience being grandfathers, but also to, kind of blaze a trail and become pioneers in terms of putting forth an entity that would speak to the needs of grandfathers and also the children in our community who may or may not have a grandfather.
It's been very enlightening and rewarding, and these are kids who don't have parents, role models, I don't think, and so it's good, I feel, to be a role model and show them what's possible in the world and hopefully inspire them to be the best they can be.
Being a support to them, I feel tremendous joy in being able to help, guide, and be there for a kid that doesn't have the father figure or has the father figure but doesn't have the time.
Doing this grandfathering, so to speak, I look forward to it. It really sort of, floats my boat. The whole idea of, working with the kids and doing paper airplanes is, something that I look forward to. And then, think about, what can we do next?
We've done a variety of grandpa activities, including Grandpa Goes to School, Coffee with Grandpa, Grandpa Workshops, and Grandpa Sports Night. We've done Cooking with Grandpa, so those things will be an ongoing part of our efforts. We're looking in the future of doing more workshops and seminars around health and fitness.
We've also had an opportunity to have a really good experience with grandpas talking about their own work experience and meeting with high school age kids. In fact, one of the grandpas who's 92 was head of the electricians union and talked about how to be an apprentice.
They have a different kind of life than I was used to when I was their age. Absolutely different. They walk around with that phone, which is like an encyclopedia. They don't need an encyclopedia. I had an encyclopedia when I was younger to find out things. But here they just, Google something in. I never knew what Google was until recently.
Sometimes I think a lot of adults need to remember what it's like to be a kid and to just let go of the crazy issues and the things that are making us anxious and worrisome and just say, hey, let's just do this on the spur of the moment. I think the one thing we get from kids is that, the world doesn't have to be serious.
So many of the young boys that we're working with don't have a father or a grandfather, let alone a father figure. And we recognize that. We recognize that it's important as fathers, as men, the importance of standing in the gap for these young boys. And that's what we're attempting to do.
My relationship with my grandfather was basically having to do with sort of holidays, sort of vacations, visiting them.
Actually, my grandfather is the only grandparent that I knew.
I did not know my grandfather. I only met him once, to tell you the truth. His name was Jesse Mosley, and he gave me a $5 bill.
My grandfather on my mother's side lived for a number of years when I was younger, probably passed away in the early, maybe 70s.
I knew that grandfather. I referred to him as grandfather, not step-grandfather. And he was one of the most gentle and kindest men I ever met.
I think when I look at our Grandpas United program, I'm mindful of my own grandfather, who was a sharecropper in Mississippi and then became a farmer. He owned his own land, and I think about how hard he worked and how he instilled in me a sense of work ethic and pride and dignity and a sense of self-respect.
With grandchildren, when you get tired, you can hand them back to their parents.
My youngest just asked for her birthday. She wanted earbuds. I don't even have to know what earbuds are, but we gave her the money for to go buy them for her birthday because she was 16, sweet 16, and we thought it was special. So I love spoiling them.
Sometimes I feel as like I'm a surrogate grandfather to many kids, especially to my Boy Scouts. You know, I have 17 boys at one time, and 15 of them was out of single-parent home.
I have one grandson who's 2 1/4 years old. His name is Miles. You know, all grandparents claim and think that their grandchild is the most special one ever. And of course he is.
I think the benefit to Grandfathers and Grandfather United is that we're making a difference. We're changing lives. We're building self-confidence in our young people. We're helping young people know that we care. We're helping young people with their pathways in terms of their career and their success.
We want to continue the work working with young people, young guys who may not have a father or a grandfather in their family, and really giving them a male role model, in this case a grandpa, that can be supportive and talk with them.
We want to further develop Grandpas United here in White Plains. We want to have an entity in every school here in White Plains. Right now we're working with Church Street Elementary School. And then beyond the schools in our community, we want to replicate it throughout our nation.